Good evening, everybody. I hope you are having a spectacular night and your day was even more spectacular. Today, I would like to talk about a touchy subject food. We all love food, we all need food. More so, let's talk about food waste. Food waste is ridiculous, in my opinion. There are so many people who are starving, who don't have access to other programs that a lot of people do have access to. I mean, there is WIC, it's Women, Infant, and Children. There's the SNAP program, food stamps. There's shelters you can get a hot meal at, and there's kitchens that you can get a hot meal at. But a lot of people don't know about those programs. And even when you contact a food pantry, they don't give you enough food for the size of your family. They are supposed to give you enough food to last you 2 weeks to a month. About a year ago, I moved into this apartment. My family and I moved into an apartment, and we started to struggle. The rent was way too high. Our income wasn't enough. We were just struggling. And I contacted my local food pantry. And I had, at the time, it was my 2 sons and my nephew, and then myself and my fiance. So 3 children and 2 adults, and they brought us 4 bags of food. It didn't even last us a week. Growing boys, and you're supposed to have 3 balanced meals a day. They weren't even balanced meals. Most of it was canned food, which fine, okay. I won't complain about something going into my stomach, or more so my children's stomach. So I decided to reach out, do a little research, community research, and I kind of started my own little food bank off of my front porch. My fiance bought me a giant porcelain chest freezer, and I became friends with a local manager at our local Aldi's grocery store. Aldi's out here is a fresh produce store for less. It's not nearly as expensive as your high-end supermarkets. And Aldi's, because they are a fresh produce store, they are constantly rolling out new food, constantly changing their fresh produce, their meats, their frozen foods, everything. And they waste tons of food. You would be amazed if you walked into a supermarket and said, hey, about every day, how often do you go through every aisle and check the sell by dates or the use by dates and toss away food that is actually perfectly good? Most people get that confused, the sell by date and the use by date. The sell by date is what a grocery store has to sell it by. It doesn't mean that it's going bad after that date. It's just a sell by date. It's not the use by date. The use by will say use by or freeze by August 28th of 2019. So you freeze it. You can freeze food for up to a year without it going bad. So I could technically run down the street right now, buy a discounted pack of burgers for $5, put it in my freezer, and wait a whole year to eat it. That's spectacular, don't you think? And fresh produce is good for a week after the sell-by date. Did you know that grocery stores waste about 43 billion pounds of food a year? 43 billion pounds of food. That's a lot. That is a lot. And in July of 2019, the Journal of Law, Medicine, and Ethics did an article on food waste, and they stated that the United States wastes approximately 40% of our food supply. That's about 125 to 160 billion pounds of food per year. That's crazy, guys. That's so much food. And we do too. Everybody who has a family or even themselves, a household wastes up to 47 billion pounds a year. That's more than a grocery store. That's crazy. People don't know how to do proper food portions. They overbuy. They are unsure of how to properly store something. Uneducated, not unsure, uneducated on it. You don't eat your leftovers. You put them in a garbage disposal, or you put them in the garbage, and wait for pickup and garbage pickup, and off it goes to a landfill somewhere. There are people out there who need that food. Instead of taking that food and throwing it out, if you have a brown spot on a banana, or you see a tiny little piece of white fuzzy mold growing on a tomato, cut that piece of mold off, first off, or you can even wash it, and you can still eat it. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to poison you. You're fine. Mold is a natural thing. I mean, some mold is bad, but that mold's not. It's not bad. You can eat that stuff. But most people don't know that, and it's important for everybody to know that. We could start boxing all this stuff up. If you're a person who is extremely freaked out about the sell-bys or use-by dates, don't throw it out. Put it in a box and donate it to a food pantry or bring it to your local kitchen. Do something other than throwing it in the garbage. All humans need food consumption to survive, whether it's going bad or not. It's important. Or start freezing your leftovers. I think that we all need to step up and start helping our communities, not just our communities, but our planet. If we decrease the amount of food waste, we'll be helping our planet. We will be helping everybody who is in need. There will be less children and families who are living on the streets, who are starving. There will be less hurt in the world, less hunger. Come on, guys. Step up and take action. Let's fight hunger.